What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nemo's podcast. I'm your host, Ammar Nemo. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you get a second, please subscribe, like, and comment below, and please hit that bell notification up top. It really does mean a lot to me. I know I've been away for a while. I've been auditioning, filming, and stuff, and I've also been doing videos. I have this new thing coming out where, I talk about how I got cast and this movie, that movie, TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah, I have to redo a couple of them. I talked about how I got cast in a Disney movie and the editing is a little bit off, so I might have to redo that. But I've seen all the films that are in theater, so I just have to come down here and actually do the damn podcast. All right. I seen Shelter with Jason Statham. I seen Send Help, all those movies that came out, and they're all right. They're pretty cool. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. Just got back from Scream 7, and I'm a huge nerd of Scream 7. Like, of Scream 7, of the Scream franchise, I should say, right? Like, I literally watched the first one, 1996, in the theater. Never forget this. Half a day of school. I was in the 5th grade. My friend Steve was in the 6th grade, so he was hanging out with the cool kids in the theater. I literally sat by myself because I couldn't sit next to the cool kids. But I remember as a kid, honest to God, I looked back and I'm like, one day I'm going to be on that fucking screen right there. And they're all going to be watching me like that, right? Like, seriously, it was, I have no resentment or nothing, but I just had that mentality as a kid. Like, all right, I'm going to do it, And thankfully, I've been grinding. Shit's not easy. You just got to keep going and keep pursuing it, and that's it. Anything in life, I don't care if you're a police officer, a doctor, or a freaking construction worker, you got to keep grinding. You want something, go out and go get it. Nobody's going to help you. I promise you that shit. I promise you. A few people that do help you, you know what I'm saying, in this lifetime before you make something of yourself or whatever, those are the people that you keep. I got some good friends like that, man. And shout out to KP and my cousin Ben's Han and my boy Jesse, Nate. Like, you guys support me, especially KP and Ben's Han, man. You guys always comment on these videos and everything, and I appreciate it. Seriously, guys. Thank you. Okay, guys, I just got back from watching Scream 7. Now, did I like this movie? Did I not like this movie? Let's find out.
Hello?
Hello, Sidney. Nice little town you found. Your daughter is the same age you were when this all started. I've always had a thing for you, Sid.
If you hurt her,
I'm not going to hurt her until you're here to see it.
this isn't gonna stop unless I stop it.
I'm gonna burn it all down.
It's gonna be fun.
Just got back from watching Scream 7. Kevin Williamson is the director of this movie, and he is the writer who started the entire Scream franchise. And also, by the way, the Scream whole franchise, well, the first one is like a true story. You can look it up. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, he was the original writer of 1996 screenplay that reinvented the slasher genre for the new generation. He did his thing, and Wes Craven did his thing, man. R.I.P. to Wes Craven, man. He was such a great director. Like, seriously, guys. He also penned Scream 2 and Scream 4, laying the foundation for the Ghostface mythology fans still love today. Behind the horror, Williamson created the hugely popular teen drama, I bet you guys don't know this, well, some of you, I'm sure, Dawson's Creek, and The Vampire Diaries, following a bunch of other stuff, right? The opening scene was strong and it pulled me in right away. Classic tension, classic mystery. My only complaint is that the trailers showed too much, which is why I stopped watching all the previews and the trailers before the movie came out. Some of the surprises would hit harder, when I watched the movie fresh. I appreciated that the movie tried something different. The focus shifts away from the younger group and centers more on Sidney Prescott and her daughter, which gave the story more emotional weight. There's a ton of nostalgia across the whole franchise. I'm talking about, they literally talk about the whole franchise in this movie from 1 through 6. And a lot of the kills were creative and entertaining. Watching these movies is always like a horror version of a mystery cartoon, trying to guess who the killer is. It's like a big Scooby-Doo horror movie if you think about it. Like, seriously, that's why these movies really work. They want to know, hey, who done it? I think it's him. I think it's him or her or whatever or them, you know? And that's why these movies really do work. And of course, of course there's good acting in the movie too. The AI fan service was a mixed bag. Seeing characters like Roman and Dewey, that was pretty cool, but using AI for Matthew Lillard felt like a missed opportunity. A grounded storyline about Stu surviving, living off the grid, being in a psychiatric hospital would have been way better, way more interesting. I really thought they might go there, with the like a big cult, that Stu had or something like that. He just sent out a bunch of ghost faces, right? All these crazy fans trying to kill Sidney and her family. I think that would have been better. And they tried to do that in Scream 3, but because of the RIP to the, that happened back in the day in Colorado, they had to tear that script up and do something totally different. But I think they could have did something similar to that and the fans would have loved it. Performance-wise, the acting was solid. Joel McHale really stood out and brought his intensity to his role. I would have loved to see Patrick Dempsey return, but hey, he didn't want to do it. I'm sure it was money reasons, just like with Neve Campbell in part 6. She didn't want to come back because, she knows her worth. Like, pay me the big bucks and I'll come back. And this time they did, I think Neve Campbell did a great job in this movie, and her daughter did a great job in this film too. I forgot her name, the actress, but yeah, they did great. The third act is where the movie started slipping for me. After the big interview sequence, the pacing dropped, but right before that, when Gale Weathers and the twins show up and takes out the killer with her car, that moment was awesome. But then the characters, they just disappear from the story and then pop back up later, which kind of felt messy to me. I'm like, dude, why are you guys not side by side with Sidney? You know what these ghost faces can do, right? Like, be with your girl, dude. Like, have her back 100%. Yeah, Sidney ditched Gale. It is what it is, but come on, man. Come on. Like, at least bring the twins with her, like somebody. I guess they were supposed to watch her daughter, and then the daughter bails too. Like, it's a scary movie. I get it. It's supposed to be like that. I understand. But yeah. The killer reveals were underwhelming. The neighbor's mom motive didn't land, and the reveal itself felt rushed. The final showdown had some wild moments, but it also had some head scratchers. Like, really? This is what's happening right now? Like, Ethan's death at the end happened way too fast to feel satisfying, like, at all. And the mom's final confrontation with Sidney and her daughter was over the top. And I'm talking about way over the top. 1 minute she's there, then the next, Ghostface, without the mask, just vanishes like a ninja. Like, seriously, it was crazy and funny at the same time. Then they unloaded on her where her face fell off, right? 1 minute, Sidney's daughter doesn't know how to use a gun, and then she becomes John Wick. And then Sidney and her literally just unloaded a whole clip on her face, and the face just fell off. Just see ya. I'm like, okay, that's what we're doing now, It was pretty cool. It was something new and different. I just thought, like, the motive was kind of ridiculous a little bit, Sidney wrote a book back in Scream 4, and I guess it helped her through her marriage, but it really didn't. And she killed her husband after she read the book, right? And then she wanted to kill Sidney for, being selfish or something like that. I have to watch the movie again, but the motive was just really thin for me. Like, come on. But, it's a Scream movie. This is the 7th installment, right? I just wish they would have kept the Stu Monker cult thing. I think that would have been cool. A bunch of ghost faces tracking down Sidney and her family and any survivors from their previous movies. I think that would have been something cool, special, and kind of new. Like I mentioned back in Scream 3, they were supposed to do that. But yeah, as I say, it is what it is. And I swear on my life, I could show you text messages. My friend Mike and I were guessing who the killers were. First, I was thinking of, what's his name? Asa German, right? From The Boys, or the Gen V show, spinoff of The Boys. I thought he would be a killer. And then I saw Ethan's was going to be in the show, was going to be in the movie. I'm like, he could be one of the killers. The guy from Can't Hardly Wait, Vegas Vacation. He's in a bunch of stuff. Sneaky Pete. So the Asa German character, right? He was too obvious. All right. This guy was like some crime podcast thrill wannabe, whatever. And his mom, she was a little skeptical to me, right? She said a couple of these lines to Sidney. She's like, don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to him like, I'm like, okay, she's the killer. Like, honest to God, I'm like 100%. You've seen her once in the beginning, then you see her one more time after that, and then you don't see her again. I'm like 100% she's going to be the killer. That's why they made him, he has these, this actor has these eyes, right? He has good looking eyes. He has like kind of those crazy eyes, seductive eyes, and I'm like, he could be a killer or, he could be innocent. Either way, it could go. But I like how they did it as, the mom was the killer. And it was kind of messed up too. Spoilers. She killed her own son because he was too much like his dad. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Really? Like, I don't know. The motive was just stupid. It wasn't somebody like related to the past. At first, I thought she was going to say she's Stu Macher's sister, right? That's what I really thought was going to happen. And it didn't, and it is what it is, I guess, right? It's just weird, and then Ethan's revealed too. I'm like, dude, when I saw him at the psychiatric hospital, I'm like, dude, don't tell me he's the killer. Like one scene, that's all we get of this guy and he's going to be the killer. Like, it was stupid. But Carl, right? Carl, there's a third killer. He had the best kills, I think. Like in the beginning, I think that was pretty much him. And then this house scene, even if he didn't do the kills in the beginning, this house scene was so sick. He's literally coming down from the attic like a freaking G, right? And then he starts chasing him. And then you got Joe McHale, Mark beating the shit out of him. You got Sidney beating the shit out of him. They're trying to run away in the panic room. And, he's like, all right, I'm going to get you guys on the other side, right? And then they just like bum rush him and stuff. Like, it was so cool to see Ghostface out of his element. I love that, that whole scene right there. And then all you see is boom. Hey, is that my cat? Anyway, you see, boom. Gale Weathers coming up with the twins, in the Range Rover, hitting Ghostface, and he just freaking, dies, bro. I'm like, this is sick. And obviously it was way too easy. You knew there was going to be more killers and stuff, but yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to rate this movie. I'm going to rate this movie as a 6.6 out of 10. Again, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but let me know in that comment section, all right? Let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And my rating can go up on the second watch. It might go up to a 7. We'll see. And I'm also mad when I got to AMC. Like, I've been waiting 2 months telling my people at AMC, please save me these popcorn buckets, right? I was trying to get a couple of them. And gone. These people were there in the morning, Oh man, they got a couple new managers, so they're cool and stuff, but it just makes me mad. Like, dude, you guys see me like 3 times a week. Just save me something. And then there was a bunch of cool free posters, and some asshole kids literally stole 4 packs. I'm talking this thick each. Probably sell them on eBay. I just wanted to take 3 of them, give it to my boys, right? And I keep one. That's it. I actually got the 6th one right here, which is kind of fun. I was going to put up. And people hate on the 6th film. I actually like it because it's different, right? It's literally different. Boom, right? It's pretty cool. And Hayden Panettiere, she should have been in the movie too. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't understand why she wasn't in the movie. Maybe in the 8th installment. And by the way, I tried to audition for this movie, but hey, I couldn't do it. It is what it is. My agent tried and everything. I saw a police officer in the movie that looked a lot like me, right? Dark Futures and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I could audition for him. But hey, that was for him, right? That was his role. So props to him for getting that too. I came close a couple times with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, and I'm going to do videos on those, I promise. Talk about how I met the director, flying back and forth from Wilmington, North Carolina, and Detroit. It was pretty cool. I was there. I was at the studio where they shot Ninja Turtles, The Crow, and all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, it's going to be pretty sick. But just bear with me. I'm coming back, and yeah, and hopefully I'm going to be on set soon. I was on set last week for a little bit, something small. It was cool though. Actually, it was a pretty cool moment. We were in the boxing ring, right, for the Clarissa Edwards fight in downtown, and it was so sick. And my little brother, my baby brother, I'm so proud of him. He's a doctor, and he's there being the doctor for the boxers. I had no idea that he was going to be there. Like, it was so cool to see each other. Like, I'm doing my thing, he's doing his thing. 2 generations collide. It was beautiful. He's out there sewing them up and everything, One dude almost had like a brain bleed or something like that. Something happened to him. I forgot what it was. But thank God he's okay. But yeah, it's really cool. And I'm auditioning, thank God. It's around that time. And hopefully I book something. We'll see. Just got to leave it up to God's hands, man. Can't think about that to all the actors out there. Like, did I get it? Did I get it? Am I close? Am I close? I get like that too. And I've been in the game for so long. And it sucks thinking like that sometimes, but you just got to do it and let it go. All right? All right, guys. I appreciate you. If you get a second, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification up top. And comment below. All right? Below. Take care. Peace. Oh, before I get off with my piece, What's your favorite scary movie? What's your favorite scary movie? I'm gonna cut you like a fish, Sidney. I'm sorry.